Introduction to index laws. To start off, let's have a look at some of the terminology related to index notation. So when we see an indice presented with a number at the bottom and a number or a letter at the top, that is called index notation. So in this example, a to the power of m, a is what we would call the base, and m is what we would call the index, the exponent, or the power. So there's lots of different names that you could give to m in this situation. So what does index notation actually mean? So index notation, or the index, denotes repeated multiplication. So if we had a squared, for example, the 2 is telling us how many times we're multiplying a by itself, so it would be a times a. If we had 9 cubed, the 3 is telling us that we need to multiply 9 by itself 3 times. So 9 cubed is the same as 9 times 9 times 9. And if we had 5 to the power of 4, the 4 is telling us we're multiplying 5 by itself 4 times. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. Now if we look at this example, 5 to the power of 4, this isn't saying 5 times 4. It's telling us that we're multiplying 5 by itself 4 times. It's really important that we understand that difference. So when we write this repeated multiplication, it's called expanded form. So index notation is when we see, for example, a squared, and expanded form is when we see a times a. So now let's have a go at transforming some of those index notation into expanded form. If you would like to have a go by yourself, pause the video here. So let's have a look at a. 3 to the power of 4. The 4 is telling us that we're going to multiply 3 by itself 4 times. So 3 to the power of 4 is equal to 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Let's have a look at b. 18 to the power of 3, that 3 is telling us we're multiplying 18 by itself 3 times. So 18 to the power of 3 is 18 times 18 times 18. And finally, let's have a look at c. 7 to the power of 6, we're multiplying 7 by itself 6 times. 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. So this was us going from index notation to expanded form. Now let's have a go at doing it the other way around. We're going to start with expanded form and go to index notation. So if we have a look at a, 14 times 14 times 14 times 14. We're multiplying 14 by itself 4 times, so to write that in index notation, it would be 14 to the power of 4. Let's have a look at b. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, that's 4 multiplied by itself 5 times, or 4 to the power of 5. And finally, let's have a look at c. S times s. S is being multiplied by itself twice, so it would be s squared. So this video is all about index laws, but what do we mean by index laws? So if we have two indices with the same base, and in this example, both terms have a base of x, and we apply certain operations to them, such as multiplication or division, we can simplify the expressions using index laws. Now, each of these index laws will be explored further in subsequent videos.